executive, an illegal executive order, I am going to stand up to him because he represents to me sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity.
Well, I'm going to share with you some insight on this situation that not a lot of people are going to give you. And this one is party independent, so you really need to listen to this one. What's up, everyone? Carlton Flowers here with the Go Political channel, and this is a multi-video day. So we're back on the topic with Leticia James. And as I promised in the intro, in this video, I'm going to share with you some insight that you're not just going to hear talked about a whole lot at all. Not from the Republicans, not from the Democrats, not even in the black community, not much. There's only one individual that I know of that is speaking this truth about Leticia James and what's really going on and what's gonna happen, and it's really, really sad. So we're gonna look at a little bit of this video, and then I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen and what's going on that you may or may not, you probably aren't aware of this. And then we're gonna let the video play a little longer as she hits on DEI. Yeah, and I'm gonna share with you some more insight on that. So this one's going to go against the grain, and hopefully everybody will be offended by it. So let's jump to the video and see if we can stand listening to this, and then we're going to break in and I'm going to share with you that insight.
Again, I apologize. Listen, 57 years after the assassination of Dr. King, and Dr. King talked about that stone of hope. And it's that stone of hope that gives me a fire in my belly each and every morning. It's that stone of hope that allows me to wake up and to stand to Donald Trump and to say, Donald Trump, I'm not afraid of you. It's that stone of hope. It's that stone of hope that gives me power. That's that stone of hope and the belief in each and every one of you to let you know that I'm not going to allow my ancestors, all of those who died for me, to be in this position. I am not going to disgrace them and disappoint them. I am going to use the law both as a sword and as a shield and challenge Donald Trump. And each and every time he issues an illegal executive order, I am going to stand up to him because he represents to me sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity.
Okay, we got to stop at that point, and then we're going to get back to the rest of it. Did you hear her say illegal? I'm going to do another video because I had a person in the last video comment saying it was clickbait. Well, it was not. They said it was clickbait because I mentioned Tiffany Henard. Newsflash. This lady right here uses the Darville process. This is I'm not going to say well-spoken because she isn't, because she mispronounces words, misquotes Bible scriptures, and she is ignorant. She's just better spoken than Tiffany Henard, but this is her twin. This is what you call a narcissistic politician who does not tell the truth and does not abide by the law and gets indignant if you dare call her out for the things that she does. But that's another topic for another video. Here's the insight I wanted to give you. I was going to play the video, and I'll have to hit this in the next one, where during the presidential election, do you remember when Leticia James was out there stomping against Trump, and she said that he's too pale, too stale, too male, and was making it the focus of her entire life and existence that she was going to take on and take down Donald Trump, and just going completely bananas. In fact, she even ran on it when she was running for Attorney General, said that I'm going to get Donald Trump. She didn't know how. She didn't know how, but she was going to find some kind of way. It was just settled in her mind that she was going to put Donald Trump in jail. But she was going to have to, dig up something, dig up some dirt, and then find a way to put him in jail. Funny how they're doing the same to you right now, which leads me to my point. So you tried to dig up dirt and tried to come up against Donald Trump. You roll the dice, and the worst possible thing that could happen happened. And that was he won the election. This is a high stakes game. If you're going to make it your platform and your purpose in life to go after a person who is running for president and threaten him within an inch of his life that he's going to be going to jail, you better be doggone sure that your plan works out and that you got the dirt enough that you can prevent any chance of that person from becoming the president of the United States. Now, I don't care if it was Dan Quayle or Kamala Harris. I still would not take a chance doing what she did, coming up against a person who could end up being the leader of the free world, who could end up getting to pick the leader, the director of the FBI, going up against a person who gets to pick the U.S. Attorney General. That is risky business. But she did this. A lot of you all think that she came up with this whole plan on her own. She didn't. If you think she came up with this on her own, that she just woke up one day and said, I'm going to make it my life's mission to completely be a thorn in the side of Donald Trump, you're sadly mistaken. There's a lot of people behind this, and we don't need to get into the details of that, but just understand that there are a lot of powerful people that are behind this individual. Very powerful people. It wasn't her idea to take the stage and be the leader of the anti-Trump army and to say the things that she said and to try to drag him into court and get him thrown in jail. Wasn't her idea. The sad thing is the same people that put her up to this, who put her up to this whole scam to get Donald Trump thrown in jail and to take all of his money and to take Trump Tower, the same people that hatched this plan, who helped her get into office, those same people, they're going to leave her out hung to dry once she gets into court. Mark my words. It's pretty disgusting that you didn't see other powerful individuals come forward to hatch and execute on this plan. They used her. Now, anyone else with common sense, it's interesting that she called, what did she say, stupidity, ignorance, whatever. Anyone who's not stupid and ignorant would realize the stakes of this game are way too high. You might as well play Russian roulette. If you handed me a GUN and said, we're going to play Russian roulette and the winner gets $1 million, $5 million, $10 million, my answer is no. It's too risky. If I was the Attorney General of New York or any state, you wouldn't see this crap here in my state, not in Missouri. If I was the Attorney General and someone came to me and say, hey, we're going to make you rich beyond your wildest dreams. This is all we need you to do is get this dirt on Donald Trump and get him thrown into jail. I'd be like, go find somebody else. Go find somebody else. Because if that person wins the office of the presidency, that's the end of my life. How bad is this? How bad is this? Now you got Pam Bondi, you got Kash Patel, and 3/4 of the FBI, the ones that aren't still under the control of the deep state, at his disposal. At his disposal. Where he's not playing the game of no tag backs in this tag game. If you didn't see the last video, watch that last video so you can understand what I mean. He's not abiding by the rule of no tag backs. You're going to get tagged back, Leticia James. You're going to get tagged back bad. And when you do, when you go to court and you get convicted for what you did that you're not going to weasel out of, the Democratic Party and all the people that put you up to this are going to leave you hung out to dry. Like stained laundry that you washed and couldn't get the stains out of. left outside, covered with flies and gnats. It's sour. You're going to get left hung out to dry. They're going to forget all about you. Saddest thing about this, a black woman who got into this powerful position. I don't know what her credentials are. I really don't. And I know some people will say, you can't say that, it's racist. But based on the way that she talks, I think she's ignorant. What did she say? No weapon formed against me shall perish. Seriously. Oh my gosh. Some of the stuff that she says. She said, I'm going to use the sword of the law. Sword? Holy mackerel. This is embarrassing. You know what my mama and my daddy would have done if I'd been on national TV saying sword or misquoting a Bible verse the way she did? I'd get a whooping, okay? My mom and dad wouldn't be having it. Now, she's not as bad as Tiffany Henard. She doesn't talk ghetto in mixed company, which is good, and I appreciate that. But she's ignorant. There's a time and a place for it. We black people in the black community have something called code switching. In other words, we talk one way in the community and talk another way when we're around white people. That's just what we have to do. White people don't code switch. You might clean up your language, but you don't code switch. Now, there are some white people that want to be black, and all of a sudden they turn on a black accent, you know, kind of like Kamala Harris did during the campaign. But code switching is something that we have to do in the black community, all right? And I'm not ashamed of it. It's not being fake and phony. If you don't code switch, you're going to be judged. I'm not going to embarrass myself and sound ignorant in mixed company, running around talking about swords and no weapon formed against me shall perish. Shameful. Well, anyway, all that to say, based on the way she talks, I have doubts about her credibility and how she got to the position she is in. I am a member of one of the Divine Nine black fraternities. Well, sororities too. My wife's in a sorority. So I'm a member of the black fraternity founded in 1914. Okay? Founded by A. Langston Taylor, Charles Ivor Brown, Leonard F. Morse. And that would be the Phi Beta Sigma fraternity. And on my ship, that we called it when we pledged and went through 7 weeks of hell getting treated like slaves, top for another video, we black people like to go through slavery and treat each other like that so we can control each other. On my ship, there were 6 of us. And let's see, Brian is an attorney and a judge in Kansas City. Sean is an attorney, my roommate. Amos is an attorney. Joe was an attorney for a little while. I'm not sure. Only me and Richard. Richard is not, I don't think Richard's an attorney, but I had 4 attorneys on my line. And I'm going to tell you what, all 4 of my frat brothers on my line, they know that there's a time and a place. We speak one way when we're around each other. We speak another way in mixed company. If you heard the Honorable Brian Wimes, Judge Wimes, who presides in Kansas City, Missouri, if you heard him speak, you would be very impressed. And you would say that his command of the English language is 10 notches above this woman. Brian Wimes, who's as black as me and as black as Leticia James, but he's intelligent. He got good marks in school. He did good. Amos is the same way. Sean is the same way. Joe is the same way. Mr. Hayden, he's the same way. They know when to speak the King's English. She can't do that. So I question her credibility because she sounds nothing like my frat brothers at all. So how did she get elected as the Attorney General? Talking about no weapon formed against me shall perish. And talking about swords. Holy smokes. Now, here's the point of all this. Here's my point. The powerful people behind her saw her coming down the street. They said, look at that big sucker. That's the one we're going to use to go after Donald Trump. We're going to use her up, chew her up like yum bubble gum. And when all the sweetness is gone, they're going to spit her right out of their mouth. Mark my words. You can come back to this video in the future. And you're going to say Carlton was right. He was right. This is what they do. Brainwash you, especially people in the black community, use you for their purpose. They were just using her to go after Donald Trump and prevent him from becoming the president. And then after you've done your service and they get revenge and dig up all the dirt on you, you're going to pay the price and they're going to forget all about you. Now, I say this in a nice way. If you want to see this argument, this point of view spoken in a way where there's no holds barred, I dare you to go to the Black Authority channel and hear what Jason Black had to say about this a few weeks back. Maybe it was a couple weeks ago. He's a lot more harsh and blunt in the words that he speaks about this. And he, too, has made mention of the ignorance by some of the people that we see who are in the forefront being used by the political party. It seems like this is done more with the Democratic Party. It happens on both sides, but it seems that this is being taken advantage of a lot more on the Democratic side, on the radical side, because the other one that they're using is Jasmine Crockett. And we'll get into that on another video. I'm going to have to play the rest of this video in the next episode because this one has gone too far. And it should be a separate point because we're going to talk about her comments about DEI and how insane it is. And how you're going to say, okay, Carlton, you're right. This is all brainwashing. And there is no solid definition of what DEI even is. Show me 2 people, 3 people, that if you sat them down and asked them what is DEI and don't let them collude with each other, show me 2 people that can give the same answer. You can't do it. It's not intended to be nailed down. And you're going to see why in the next video. But that's all I've got for this one. So you're going to have to come back to the next one to see what I have to say about that. This is Carlton, and I am out. Okay, I meant to, I didn't mean to swipe away the Mrs. James, Attorney General James there. Okay, let's try that again. This is Carlton, and I am out.